Hey, so I feel as if I look a bit like a pink fluffy marshmallow looking in the viewfinder. But aside from that, today we're going to be talking about products that are worth the hype. So I've had a little series on this. I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks. I've had my underrated products, overrated products, and I will leave those somewhere here on the screen for you to go and click if you'd like to see them. And today I thought I would talk about products that are really hyped up, products that people talk about so much and that I think are actually really worth all that hype, things that are just great. I think it's going to be nice to round off this little trio, what's it called? Trilogy of a series with something nice and positive, and I thought I would kind of stick to the more luxury high-end beauty products because when it comes to hyped up products that people talk about so much you really feel like you have to go and buy them. I think if you're just buying something that's more drugstore, lower priced, it's not going to be as much of a disappointment if you've only spent £3 on it, whereas if you're buying, say, a cleanser that was 60 quid and you don't like it, that is a little bit more of a letdown. So I'm going to be talking about luxury products that are really hyped up but are actually really worth the hype. So, long intro over, let's start with some skincare products, and I'm going to talk about this one first. I have to just say, you're going to have seen a lot of these already because I do like to invest in luxury products. I'm sure you all know that as viewers of my channel. These are all things that I use on a daily basis and I love and I talk about loads, so there's going to be no surprises here. So anyway, the first one is Oskia Renaissance Cleansing Gel. I go through a lot of cleansers. I do like to try out different cleansers. The kind of theme of them is they always usually are a balm or a gel kind of texture, and this one is called a gel but it is more like a silky oily feeling balm, and this is just a staple in my skincare routine. If my skin is looking dull and if it's just feeling really lackluster and it's just not looking like I want it to, I reach for this and literally within 2 or 3 cleansers, so 2 or 3 days, it's just gone back to normal. And I think it's because of the enzymes in this one. It actually has fruit enzymes in it and it kind of just breaks down any dead skin cells. It refreshes the surface of the skin. I think it's around the £20, £30 mark, which is obviously a lot to pay out for a single skincare product, but in terms of some of the other skincare and cleansers out there, I don't think this one is too reasonably priced. So if you're looking for a luxury cleanser, something you really want to invest in, this is just the one. Look no further. I shouldn't have worn this jumper, I'm getting really hot now. So second product is another skincare one. This one, guys, you know I love this. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. In fact, it's an empty pot of the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I'm actually still really content with using my NYX Rêve de Miel lip cream, moisturising cream at the moment. It's kind of replaced this one for me, but I am missing it a little bit, mainly because this is just the ultimate moisturiser to put on before your makeup. And I think Charlotte Tilbury really designed it that way because she is a makeup brand. Everything is kind of geared towards making your makeup look amazing, and this stuff, it doesn't have any pigments in it, there's no reflective particles in it, there's nothing that makes your skin look shimmery or glittery, but it just gives so much radiance. And if you have dry skin, it's just a must because it's so moisturising, really hydrating. It's basically like a big drink for your skin, and for something to be that moisturising and yet still work so well underneath makeup and not make it kind of move around and not leave it really greasy looking, I think is a pretty amazing feat. So this is definitely worth the hype for me and kind of worth the price as well. This is probably one of the more expensive skincare products I've ever owned, but I would just buy this and buy this again. In fact, I do have a pot of it waiting in my drawer. I'm trying to kind of hold off from using it because I'm going through so many other things, but I do love this one a lot. So the last skincare product that I wanted to talk about a little bit is probably the most hyped of all of these, mainly hyped by me. I feel like I talk about this one so much and you guys are always just like, Alex, stop talking about Sunday Riley, but I'm going to talk about it again, and it's the Luna Sleeping Night Oil. I must be nearly out of this. In fact, I'm not. There's tons left. This stuff lasts for so long, and it really is just a staple in my routine. As with the other products, I use this pretty much every other night, at least, you know, 3 or 4 times a week, and it's actually a regenerating oil, so it's got retinol in it. So the one thing you want to make sure with this is that you're using an SPF the next day, just to protect your skin, but I find it's not harsh at all. In fact, it's a very gentle skincare product, and it just seems to rejuvenate and refresh my skin. If I have any skin concern or skin complaint, if I'm looking a bit blemishy and a bit spotty, if my skin's just being really dry and really dehydrated, or if it just looks a bit red and it's a bit sore, no matter what is wrong with my face, this stuff really seems to fix it. Obviously, whenever I talk about this product, I always have to mention the novelty bright blue colour, and some people do ask if this stains your bed sheets because you're wearing it at night and it's just bright blue or kind of bright greeny blue. And I actually have a silk pillowcase at the moment, which is kind of supposed to be really good for your skin and better for your hair. I'm still kind of trying that out, so I will let you know if it does actually work. So I was kind of concerned to wear this and then sleep on a silk pillowcase and possibly stain it, but there is no staining at all. I really examined it the next morning by the window to check there was no stains, and it didn't stain it at all, so that is absolutely fine. But if you're looking for a kind of one fits all oil, if you're looking for something that you're going to use at night that is just going to work wonders for your skin, this is the one. It's so worth the hype. Okay, so moving on to makeup, and this is where I feel like my true mostly overused products lie. These I just use pretty much on a daily basis, if not, you know, multiple times a day. Just keep putting it on my face. One of the things that I think is hyped up so much, and actually has been for a really long time, it's had a lot of longevity in the sort of beauty hyping community, are the Hourglass Ambient powders, and it's probably down to the fact that they just keep releasing more and more. Every time you think that they've done it and there's no more that they can do, they bring something else out, which is amazing. In fact, they have a new product which is a Strobing Highlight, which I haven't tried yet and I'm really excited about. This is actually the palette, which comes with 3 of the powders, 2 of the blushes and the bronzer, but I do have the singles as well. So I have the powder and a couple of the blushes. They're just all so good, and I was trying to pick which was my favourite, and I can't really decide. I will have to go with the powder, but the blushes are so beautiful. So this powder is Diffused Light, and this is just a miracle worker for your face. If you want to set your makeup, but you don't want a powdery cakey look, and I am so against that sort of powdered really matte finish. I love my skin to have a bit of glow, and matte powders, although they may keep your makeup on for a really long time, they're just not something I ever like the look of. So this is just the key here. It sets makeup down so beautifully, it doesn't go anywhere. In fact, I feel like this sets makeup down better than some of the more thicker heavy duty powders that I've used in the past. It just gives such a radiant finish, not in a shimmery way. It doesn't look like you've put highlighter all over your skin. It just makes it look so glowy and lit from within and all those good amazing words. So if you're going to try out one thing from this range, try out the powders. They are so good, especially this shade, but also the blushes, the bronzers, just everything from the Ambient lighting range is so worth it. So on to another Charlotte Tilbury product. Seriously, the Charlotte Tilbury range just blows me away every time. This is the Magic Foundation, and this came out last year, quite late last year I think, and it got very bigged up. Lots of people were talking about it, and a lot of people were actually asking me, is it really worth it? Is it as good as people are saying, or is it just because it's a new launch and everyone's going crazy for it? But I can honestly say, when I wear foundation, which is not that often, I'm more of a tint moisturiser kind of girl, but when I do wear foundation, or if my skin's just not looking great and I know I just instantly want it to look amazing and I haven't got a lot of time, this is what I reach for. It's the perfect combination of being covering but not feeling heavy. I can wear this on my skin all day and not kind of get that feeling where I want to pull it off. And it has a beautiful finish. In fact, the finish kind of changes as you use it. So once you first put it on, it kind of looks a bit matte. As you do the rest of your makeup and as it kind of settles down, I feel like this has a settling down period of about 10 or 15 minutes. It just looks glowy. It just looks fresh. It looks like it sort of blends into your skin, and it just looks like you have amazing makeup. So this one for me will always be one of my favorite foundations. If I ever recommend a foundation to someone, I always recommend this because I just know it's not going to disappoint. Whether you've got dry skin, oily skin, no matter your skin type, skin colour as well, because there are so many shades in the range. It's amazing. There's going to be something for you there. So shout out to Magic Foundation. Love this stuff. So getting towards the really luxe end of makeup, I have to talk about Tom Ford lipsticks. I mention these quite a lot, and especially this colour here, which is called First Time. This is just my shade of lipstick. If there was no other lipstick in the world and I had to wear one every single day, this would be the one that I would pick. I've still managed to preserve the TF at the front, which I'm quite proud of. I tend to just use the back instead of the front because it's just such a beautiful lipstick, which is a bit pedantic of me, I know, but that's just what I wanted to do with this. I also have Ruby Rush here, which is just such a stunning red. It's such a beautiful colour, and you know I'm either all or nothing. I'm either nude or red, so these two are just perfect. So these are both actually from the matte range, and that is just the one for me. I think that range is perfect. It's pretty much the opposite of my face. I like everything on my skin to be very dewy and fresh, but when it comes to my lips, I like it to be all matte. I'm such a fan of matte lip products, and these are very high priced. They are very expensive, but they're such a beautiful item to own and to have. They make really great gifts. They're just nice to pull out of your handbag. So because of the price and the fact that they are Tom Ford, which I think makes makeup products a little bit more elusive because you can't get hold of it in many places, these get very, very hyped and a lot of people talk about them, but I think they are just worth the investment. They are beautiful lipsticks. By Terry, Ombre Blackstars. Let's talk about these. I have a new one actually since I last spoke about these in a video. This is the shade 10, which is called Midnight Forest. I love this colour. It's such a different shade. I don't usually go for this sort of colour. It's kind of like a greeny emerald sort of shade. Midnight Forest is definitely the right word to describe it, and I love it. This kind of just smoked all around the eyes, so all over the lid, underneath is such a beautiful smoky eye, and these make it so simple to do a really quick eye because literally one colour, blend it a little bit and you're done. I also got the shade Misty Rock, which makes for a really beautiful everyday kind of pinky taupey looking eye, and then Blonde Opal, which is number 3, is such a beautiful inner eye highlight, and if you're looking for just gold and sparkle and beautiful highlighting, this is the one. There are so many of these types of pencils and twist up crayons and eye sticks on the market that I feel like spending a lot of money on one of them may not make sense, but honestly the By Terry ones are just the best. The formulas, the colours, the textures, the way that they wear, the length of time that they last, there's just everything good wrapped up to one in these little gold sticks, and they are beautiful gold sticks as well. The packaging also gets points for that. So although there are things that are similar to these, I just don't think you're ever going to find a product that lives up exactly to them and is identical. They are just one of a kind, and I think they're so worth the hype. They're brilliant products. So I couldn't really finish a products worth the hype video without talking about probably the most hyped product since the Naked palette launched. We're talking Champagne Pop here. Becca, Jaclyn Hill, Champagne Pop. This was like gold dust. Literally, you couldn't get it, and then it was everywhere, and then it was sold out. I actually managed to get this from the US last year when I went there, so I got it quite early before it came to the UK, so you can actually get this shipped to you now. They have it on Cult Beauty and on Space NK, I think they have it as well. And guys, this is just the highlighter. This is all you will ever need if you buy it. I was so all about the Balm's Merry Luminizer. I love that stuff. I used it on a daily basis. There wasn't a day that went past that I didn't use that, and since getting this I just haven't touched that. I actually used it again the other day, and I was kind of sitting there and putting it on for ages and just wondering why I wasn't getting a really glowy highlight, and it's because this is just so beautiful, so pigmented, and I think it's the shade of this that just makes it so different. It is just like putting champagne on your cheeks, and because it is one of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors, the formula is amazing. It's so finely milled, you can blend it and dust it, and it just works perfectly onto your skin. I'm probably preaching to the converted here because I'm sure at least 80% of you own this already, but if you don't, just go and check it out. Just go and swatch it if you can. It's the most beautiful highlight, and all those thousands of Instagram photos and videos and people just talking about it non-stop to the point where I think people are getting sick of it at one point. Not me. It's so worth it. It's just the one product I think of all of these that you need in your collection. If you're a fan of a highlighter, if you like a good disco ball face like I do, you need this in your life. So those are all the luxury and high-end products that I think live up to the hype that they get. I hope you enjoyed this video, and again I will leave all the links down below in the description bar for the previous videos that I've done in this little trio series. So thank you so much for watching. If you think there's something that I've missed out that's been really hyped up and that you tried and absolutely loved, let me know in the comments. I would love to see all your most loved, most hyped products. So that is it from me today, and I will see you all soon. Bye!